I spent 3 hours on a fresh RS3 Ironman account to see if the level 1 to 40 divination changes actually make the early game feel better. So let's explore how early game divination feels now. First of all, I always recommend doing divination on World 79, as there are benefits for training alongside other players and you can chat with them. Usually the low level locations are totally empty though, because most players are doing higher level locations. The first divination location is Pale Wisps, which are located just outside the Wizard's Tower Bridge. These are also available to free-to-play accounts. The success rate for gathering energy was increased by 5%, and the XP rate for gathering energy was increased slightly. You also get more energy per successful gather. I'll touch more on the significance of this in a bit. Converting my memories into XP, it only took 12 minutes to get to level 10. Not bad. It could have been a bit faster, but I was still adjusting my UI a bit. We've moved up to Flickering Wisps north of Falador. You can right-click the rift to choose whether you want to sacrifice your energy and or your memories. Generally, for Ironman, it used to be best to choose to keep all your energy while also converting memories into energy. It was a terrible XP rate, but it was the only way to get much energy. This is because you used to only get one energy per successful gather up until the recent changes. As I mentioned before, you get more energy per successful gather now. With the recent changes, Divination provides noticeably more energy output from levels 1 to 44, because now you get between 1 and 3 energy per successful gather. This means you average 2 energy. The rate for converting memories into XP rather than into energy was also increased. Because you generate a lot more energy, and you get more XP than before for converting memories into XP, I think that now choosing to convert your memories into XP is generally the move, since you'll get a decent XP rate while still getting a reasonable amount of energy, which you'll need later on. Going from level 10 to 20 takes about 20 minutes. Still pretty quick. Now we're on to Bright Wisps. This is where it started feeling slow to me. As you can see, I was only getting about 11k XP per hour. If you put it into perspective, it's quite a bad XP rate, because comparing it to other gathering skills, they're all at least about twice as fast as Divination. Fly fishing at level 25 is 19k XP an hour, mining coal is 25k an hour, and cutting willow trees is 27k an hour. It takes almost an hour to go from level 20 to level 30 Divination. Based on the in-game clock, I started at 8:53 and got level 30 at 9:43. This felt really slow for early game RS3. I think it would be reasonable for the Divination XP rates at this level to be brought up at least a little bit to make it more on par with fishing, which has similar click intensity to Divination. In any case, I stayed at Bright Wisps a little past 30 since I found myself having a nice random chat with other Ironmen there. I'm heading to the Glowing Wisps near Sears Village next, but on my way there, I'm taking a short detour to the Berthorpe Agility course to get level 5 agility so that I can get access to Surge and Escape, which will be crucial for me for when I can do Gothixian caches. The XP rates were increased by 75%, which feels pretty good for new players and making alt accounts. I was able to get to level 5 and unlock Surge and Escape in only 3 laps, which was only 2 minutes of work. Funny enough, the level 1 agility course has a better XP rate than what I was getting with the level 20 Divination with. We finally made it to Catherby. The glowing wisps are next to the Flaxfield and Beehives. We'll do glowing wisps until 35 and then try out the Gothixian caches. I will say, I do like the changes that were made to Gothixian caches. The cache now feels more like an unlock that you get rewarded with opportunities to do while you're doing divination, and there's no pressure to do it if you don't feel like it. Once you've deposited 800 memories, it will stay open and you can go in whenever you're ready. Including the Gothixian cache that I did, getting from 30 to 40 took just over an hour. I didn't deposit enough memories to get access to a second Gothixian cache, although I came close at the end. One thing I'd like to point out here is that Gothixian caches give a boost, which is useful for low-level players, because it gives them a chance to convert all the memories in their inventory in a single game tick. If you do the engrams distraction and diversion later on, you can unlock the ability to store boosts inside butterfly jars in your bank, which was great if you wanted to make the most out of your boosts. But unfortunately, the boost used to last 20 minutes, and it was nerfed, and now it only lasts 5 minutes. There are better versions of it later on, like if you can get Divine Conversion, which is an archaeology relic that gives you a 100% chance to convert all memories in a single game tick, but that requires 98 archaeology, 86 invention, and 85 divination. Or, of course, you can eventually get the Memory Dowser item, which is a very rare drop from Gate of Eludinus boss at a 1 in 480 drop rate. Anyway, Divine Conversion is quite a time investment to go for. I personally didn't get it until after I was already level 99 Divination on my main Ironman account. The Gothixian cache boost is the only way that early game players get access to that fun slam dunk mechanic. So I'm not sure why the Gothixian cache boost was nerfed as hard as it was. It's a shame that it only lasts for 5 minutes now, because when you have that chance to convert memories in a single game tick, it does make divination a little more active and interesting. I had fun trying out the changes that were made to Divination. Sometimes I do like to go back to the early game, especially when there's changes to check out. I think overall the changes are in the right direction. It's nice that the most efficient way to do divination now is to actually train divination, and Gothixian caches feel like they're better incorporated as part of the skill instead of entirely replacing divination like they used to. While I'm not a game designer, my opinion is that it would be fair to increase the XP rates a bit more, probably across the board at all levels, to bring it more in line with the other gathering skills. Also, the nerf to the boost duration on Gothixian cache boosts from 20 minutes down to 5 minutes seems like a bit too much. I think that could be brought back up a bit. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.